What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another day, another episode of The Daily Grind. I'm your host, 30NSG, and on today's show, we're going to be talking about Overwatch 2. Players aren't happy after recent Marvel rival announcements. We're also going to talk about Notch has basically announced a Minecraft 2 on social media. We're also going to talk about Battlefield 6. Could take less is a more approach with guns. And then we're going to watch a video from Stylosa, which talks about Marvel Rivals is not falling off and Overwatch is cooked, ? So these are the topics. These are the things we're talking about on today's show. If you guys like it, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you'd like to go above and beyond that, become a member as little as $5. Mike with glasses looks like he should be the host of a radio show in Seattle. Oh, the glasses I have. Oh, actually, yeah, that one. What's going on, Travis? What's going on, Robert Jones, Jason Marshall, Lucas, Argus, Water Bear? Good morning. How's everyone doing? Hope you guys had a good weekend. Let me put the other music on real fast. I gotta make some music for just background music. Some of the music that I'm using now is it gets pinged every once in a while from Soundstripe, whatever it is. Let's go on, Horseman. Argus says the song's pretty above average for an AI song. Probably should hold on to this one. I mean, I just make them up. I don't care if they're good or bad. I just think they're funny. Some of them are funny. I mean, we have a Game Pass one. We have a Console War one. We have a couple of Daily Grind ones. We have the Marvel Rivals song. I think they're just fun. You know, I didn't make any this weekend. I was going to come up with some other ones just to put in the rotation or whatnot. This weekend, I don't know if you guys saw, well, some of you saw, I know that, Morning Wonder Rose. I created a new sort of a video series on Marvel Rivals. Here, let me bring this up. So basically what I'm doing with this is they're inside the game itself, inside of Marvel Rivals. Each of the heroes has a lore section. It's just text. It's just text-based. And I decided to take them and turn them into sort of like a series, right? So if you guys don't know, so basically I've taken and I've created all of this. This is not so I'm taking different assets, you know, from the game, taking screenshots, doing Photoshop type of stuff, and merging them together to tell the story of each of the heroes that are in the game. I know a lot of people don't even know that the comic thing exists inside the game, like the actual lore for each of the characters. There's no audio for them. So I was like, why don't I take some AI and do a little Ken's Burn effect on it and stuff and put them out there. And I understand, and I want feedback from you guys if you guys are watching them. You know, I understand that maybe the dialogue or the narrator is too slow. I can fix all this, you know, and this is why I want some feedback or whatnot. But I've taken all the different stories and kind of brought them to life in a comic book form, which I think that's what games should do in a comic book game. I think it's awesome that Marvel Rivals put the lore inside the game, but man, would it be cool if they did stuff like this, where it was just telling, and obviously it'd be better than this because they have animators and whatnot. I'm just taking the animation. So I did something a little bit different. So we have a Captain America one, and then I also did one for Thor yesterday, and I kind of like the Thor one better because I did a little bit more different techniques and different shots and whatnot. So, you know, I put a little bit more effort into it, but it was shorter, so it's like a 5-minute episode instead of a 15-minute long episode. But I did a lot more different poses that I found off the internet with Thor. I went into the actual game and did some, you know, emotes and whatnot to get different poses to bring in the game. So if you guys like it, hit that like button for these, because I like to push it out to get more people that don't know about the lore inside the actual game. And a lot of people don't want to read. I know, it's crazy, but they don't like to read. So I even made this at the very end here. I made this in Photoshop, right? I made this portal, did all the different things inside of it. So go check them out. They're little I like doing them, man. You know what I mean? Like it's just a fun time to do these. It's like my old editing skills coming back to, longer the better in my opinion. Well, I don't write the things, Travis. So I'm literally doing the stories that are told in the game, and all I'm doing is bringing them to life with audio. That's it. Right? I'm not writing it. This is the lore inside the game that people don't even know that they're there to read, and I'm bringing them to life with the audio. That's it. What's going on, Roadkill? That's a production, Roadkill. To get the people, I mean, that's a NetEase thing, right? If they got the voice actors to read the dialogue and whatnot in those things, that would be amazing. That would be amazing. Travis says, 30, imagine Avengers with this level of passion. Oh, you mean a guy in his room that just wants to take the text and make something of it? I mean, I'm one person making a comic book based on their stuff. Yeah, I would love that passion from Square Enix. Like, I'm not developing a game here. All I'm doing is taking the dialogue that's in the game and making it into a comic. No, I understand that, but what I'm saying is the passion's there with what they're doing, but I think they fall short a little bit by taking lore and then just putting it behind a wall of text. Yeah, you like the 5-minute one, Road? Each one's different. I'm working on one right now. I'm working on a couple different ones right now. I'm working on, what's it called? Adam Warlock. I'm working on Doctor Strange, and I'm working on Hulk. But the problem is, a lot of the stuff that's in the dialogue and stuff doesn't exist in the game, right? So I'm trying to piece together things and trying to make it with either AI, not only narration help, Photoshop, taking AI like pictures and trying to make backgrounds or make certain things. So, and then merging it all together inside the thing. I mean, that's also a long process, though, taking the AI to imitate the voice, because I have to feed it the voice lines to try to get it like that. That's really time consuming. I mean, I guess I could try. What's going on, Sin? I guess I could try that. I wonder how that would work. I wonder if I take the dialogue from the game, because they each have different voice lines. I wonder if that would be enough. That might be a really good idea. Also, what I was thinking of doing, when the narrator is doing the narration thing, and then it says like Thor said or Hawkeye said or whatever, I was thinking of changing the voices for Hawkeye but that is, trying to find AI voices that sound good is really hard. I'll be honest right now. Quest says the songs are really nice. Good opening change. I appreciate that. I think it's fun. And then you guys can submit some as well, as long as they have to do with gaming and whatnot. You can submit them in our Discord. I know Eclipse has submitted some for like death metal stuff, but it's really hard to understand what they are. They're freaking amazing. Actually, you know what? Let me show you or listen to, because this is actually pretty good, right? I'm not a death metal guy, but let me listen to this, right? The track of this is amazing. Let me where is it? Where the hell is the AI? AI. Can't find it. General. Oh, AI creations. So listen to this, right? This is called Game Over. Eclipse made this in AI. Okay, it's aggressive, chaotic metal song. Okay, talking about how the devs are losing their jobs. Okay, so listen to this. Hold on one second. I know a lot of you guys are not going to like the metal, but listen to the music, though. Like, it's jamming out, man. It's jamming. It's like, and this is all AI created, right? This is all AI created. Some of the music it comes up with is insane, right? So you guys can submit songs, and if I like it, I'll put it into the opening and let it play. So you guys can submit whatever. It's just fun little things. Yeah, death metal. The jam of it. My goddamn, that's good. And like I said, I'm not a metal fan, but it's still good. Altered says it sounds so good. I'll add it to my do not hear playlist. There you go. I mean, hey, each their own, man. Whoever wants to make whatever they want to make and what music genre you like it, you like it. Yeah, the beat goes really hard. All right, let's talk about. Oh, I saw a movie this weekend I wanted to bring up. If you guys haven't seen it, it's on Netflix. We watched Carry On. If you guys haven't seen this, I forget the actor's name, but he stars in the Kingsman. He also was in like the new Robin Hood film that came out a couple years ago. Really good movie. It reminded me of Colin Farrell's Phone Booth that came out years and years and years ago. It's called Carry On. It's got Jason Bateman as like the villain. Yeah. Really good. What's going on, Kraken? Morning, Kylo. Jason Bateman as a bad guy was weird. I don't know. I think I like when actors take different roles, man. You know what I mean? I just can't see Michael. Have you seen Ozark, Travis? Bateman's great in Ozark. You hated Ozark? Oh man, Ozark was so good. The first 2 seasons, phenomenal. Then after that, it got worse. Come on, Krabsy. Well, it looks like you just don't like certain types of pieces of entertainment, which is fine. Horrible Bosses. Yeah. That's a good one, too. Yeah, Jason Bateman, I love watching him. He's good in comedies. He's good in thrillers. He's good in everything he does. Talk about not being pigeonholed to like a character. You know what I mean? I've never seen Breaking Bad, Krebsy. Never seen it. It's been what, 8 years since it like came out, like originally. Never seen it. Never had time to see it. I want to see it. I hear it's like phenomenal. I love Cranston. All right. Let's talk about the first story So Notch, those of you that don't know who Notch is, he was the creator of Minecraft, left his job, started to make his own video game, then, sold it for billions of dollars to Microsoft. And he's just kind of just gone off into his own little world. And now he came out on social media and announced basically he's making the predecessor to his last game, which was Minecraft. Right? Well, actually, it wasn't Minecraft. There was actually another game called Scrolls, if I'm not mistaken, that they created after Minecraft that never launched. But regardless, could be. He's talking about Minecraft 2, which would be interesting because I don't think he can make Minecraft 2, considering he sold Minecraft to Microsoft. If you like what we do here, we do this Monday through Thursday from 10 o'clock in the morning till noon Eastern. We just find news stories, have conversations about them, talk to live chat. If you're watching over on Twitter live, come on over to our YouTube channel. Check out all the videos that we have here. We do live streams, uploads, podcasts, gameplay. Tonight, we're going to be maybe finishing Indiana Jones and the Great Circle tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern. Starts at, like I said, 8 p.m. We're at the last level, so it might be complete tonight. It might not be complete tonight. We might go on for till tomorrow as well. But come on by tonight, 8 p.m. for some gameplay. So Notch has basically announced Minecraft 2 on social media. I don't know if he's basically announced it. Marcus Notch, Preston? Notch Preston? I butchered it. Best known creating Minecraft, has a written lengthy post on social media explaining how he has basically announced Minecraft 2. The comment comes almost 15 years after he produced the first working version of Minecraft, which I played all the way back then. I played about 14 years. There was like nothing going on in the game when it first came out, and I paid $4 for it. A feat took a little more than a week in 2009 on Twitter. Notch explained that the game might never see the light of day and doesn't super duper care which game he makes, but he does know he's making one. In his words, it could be the spiritual successor of Minecraft. Okay, so Minecraft 2 decades later, the first iteration of Minecraft released in 2009 is now known as the Java Edition. Notch pieced it together in just a few days and eventually became a powerhouse of gaming world worth billions of dollars. For the longest time, fans also have wondered what comes next, but since Microsoft acquired the label, nothing more than a few spin-off titles have emerged. Minecraft 2, perhaps Notch wants to take control of that one. All right, so basically announced Minecraft 2. He says, I thought maybe people actually do want me to make another game that's super similar to the first one, and I'm loving working on games again. Can you imagine making that much money? I think he sold it for like $2.4 billion or something like that. Like, you don't need to work, right? You don't need to work for money, but you need to do something, right? So I know he bought like a gigantic house and just whatever with life, but you got to do something, right? He says, I don't super duper care exactly which game I make first, or even if I make one, or make one more. But I do know I'm making one. So I figured I'd absolutely be willing to give it the honest shot in a form of a spiritual successor to Minecraft and put up a poll about it. Okay. He says he went on to explain that the spiritual successor are tragic and washed up, but he's also willing to do what people want if they open up to stumping up the cash for a new product. Is he hurting for money? Is he hurting for money? I mean, obviously, you want to do it for money, right? You want to do a business for money, but at the same time, it's like $2.4 billion, something like that, right? So Notch also ensured fans that his game wouldn't infringe on the incredible work that Mojang team is doing, that Microsoft is successfully doing. However, further down the comments under his post, Notch was transparent. He says, honestly, I'm not even sure I'll make it release based on having been me for all my life. But I do know I'm generally loving having fun working on a game and in the office, and I also love to give it a shot. So when you say spiritual successor, right, obviously it's going to be like an open world voxel type of game. There's a game out there called Hightail that's been in the works for, I want to say, close to 7-8 years, and it's still not released, right? Which is basically people that were like super excited about Minecraft, but they started making their own, and it looks phenomenal, but they've never done anything with it, right? So I wonder if the spiritual successor for him is just an open world voxel game. Is it more going to be the lines of like a Minecraft, but more adventure type of base game? Is it going to be a really artsy type of game? Who knows, right? Think about the pressure, though, to make a game that you were just making a game for the passion of making a game back in the day of making Minecraft, and now Minecraft turned into one of the biggest games ever in existence of video games, and then sold it for so much money. To try to hit that echelon again is almost impossible. Do you know what I mean? You could strive to get to that point, but to try to make it something like that, I don't know if it'll ever happen again. But it'll be interesting to see. Let me know what you guys think. What could Notch be working on? What type of game would you like him to make, right? Obviously, I don't want him to make, and he can't, contractually. I don't think he can. I think it's been many years. I guess he could make something against Minecraft. Wouldn't that be funny? Wouldn't that be funny that he makes something and it goes head-to-head with Minecraft and it becomes the biggest thing again, right? Funny story, same type of thing, right? The people that started Starbucks, they started Starbucks, and then the partners, one guy sold his portion off, and then he started another coffee place called Seattle's Best, and then that was competing against them, and then he sold that, and guess who bought that? Starbucks. So not only did he make money off of Starbucks the first time when he sold his part, but then he started another coffee company and then sold that coffee company to Starbucks. This could be like the same scenario happening here, right? Notch is like, yeah, I just feel like making another game. And then it could be so good and maybe so, so big that he could sell it again to Microsoft. But we'll find out in years from now. But these are my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comment section down below. What kind of game do you think that Notch could be working on? What kind of game do you want him to make if you like what he made? Leave it in the comment section down below. Leave it in the live chat. Please make sure you share, like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching. Robert Jones says, bar is high. What could he do? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if you can peak because you already have, we talk about this all the time about like sequels, right? Like George Lucas made Star Wars. And then when he had to make the second one, there was no expectations for the first one. No one was giving expectations, right? And then when it was sold, or not sold, but shown and made a shit ton of money, you're now competing, right? You're now competing against what you made before. Now these expectations are super high. So that's what I would feel like Notch is in that category, right? Where he made Minecraft, and now what do you want for your second film, right? What do you want for your second game? What's going on, Mr. Luke? Go on, Mo. Krebsy says, in my opinion, Minecraft hasn't had a substantial update since like 2017, 2018. What do you mean substantial? I mean, they've added a shit ton of stuff. They've added new biomes and different things. I mean, well, I guess it would be more quality of life type of stuff. Mr. Luke says, Real Engine 5, Minecraft MMO. Ooh, I like it, Mr. Luke. Yeah, I can see that. Have you guys ever seen? Let me bring it up, right? I think it's called Hightail, right? I think it's Hightail. We've talked about this in the past. Now, this is not Notch's thing. These are people that were huge fans of Minecraft, but they wanted Minecraft to be more. So they went out and made it. Okay. Now, this is here. I'll show you the trailer. I'm not going to play the music, but I'll just have the trailer playing in the background, right? This is taking Minecraft and making it an adventure game, an open world adventure game, crafting, very, very in-game economy. It is like an MMO, right? It's just like huge type of game, but it looks like Minecraft. It feels like Minecraft, but at the same time, it's nothing like Minecraft because it's so much more than what Minecraft does. Okay, you can customize things. You can make your own like machinima videos, custom worlds, make your own stuff. You could sell your things. Like they have big aspirations for this game. Right? Does Notch make something like this? Right? Do you compete with something like this? Do you compete with Minecraft itself? Right? This is not Minecraft, by the way. Those of you like popping in and looking at this, this is not Minecraft. This is called Hightail. Right? And it's pretty cool. But this thing's been in development for so long. I don't don't know if it's real at this point. I mean, obviously it is real, but just never heard anything. I get emails from them all the time, and they announce things, but it's been so long, right? There's boss fights, loot, huh? Right, you got community servers. Do you have your own machinima thing? Like, this is the thing that you're talking about, right? Mini games. That is what Minecraft has. You know, Bed Wars, King of the Hill. Pretty cool. So, do your own live scripts. Now, obviously, this is taking a long time. There's a huge team of people working on this one. I don't know if Notch makes something like that, but I like the thought process, Luke. Could be coming out with a Minecraft MMO type of thing. Travis says 30. Yes, you need to look at Besiege. Looks like a game you would enjoy. I'll take a look at it. Robert Jones says he can use the fact that Microsoft is killing Java to his advantage. That's true. That is true. Maybe that's why he's stepping up. You know what I mean? Travis says 30. Someone yesterday asked why isn't the new Fable a MMO, and I was like, damn, that's a good question. I don't think Fable needs to be an MMO. I like the Fable world. I wish they just make it co-op, right? I think a lot of these games that come out that are single-player games, and we've talked about this on GXG, like, there's so many games that you don't need to make it a massive multiplayer. It just needs to be co-op. Like, you and a friend, you and your son, you and your daughter, you know what I mean? Like, just two people playing a game, and that would make that game so much better. Gravity says, Minecraft with more RPG mechanics and implied AI in some ways, further than giving players creative freedom. This could generate custom blocks, NPC dialogue, etc. The Siege is actually really cool, especially with the mods. I'll have to take a look. I'll take a look at it. Hey, is there a date when this thing comes out? I don't think there is. I signed up for the beta like 7 years ago. never heard anything. Mr. Luke says, just a duo team-up game like we wanted in Fallout. Yeah, that's it. Instead, they made Fallout into Fallout 76 and made it like MMO, but not MMO. It's like they went above and beyond what they had to do. All they needed to do was make Fallout with co-op, right? And it's so simple. Like, if you think about the process, it's like, in Fallout, you have companions, right? You have an NPC character with you. Instead of having an NPC character with you, just make it a friend. Like an actual friend that can take control of either that character, or they can bring their character into your game type of thing. What's going on, Ghost Fixer? They are having an event. I've logged in a couple times. I haven't played. We played it for like a good 5 months, and then I kind of weeded off of it. Right now, I'm playing a lot of Marvel Rivals. I'm playing Path of Exile 2, which I haven't played in about 7 days now. I've been playing lots of Fortnite with my son. Well, lots for me, not a lot though. Play for like hour spurts with him. I did not finish Indy. Hopefully tonight or tomorrow we'll finish it. See, I don't know if Fable would be a good fun MMO, right? Did you guys hear all the problems that are going on with Ash the Creations? And like, an MMO is an MMO, right? You make another MMO, what makes it stand out from the other MMO, right? And MMOs only thrive and succeed if there's lots of people playing an MMO, right? Which is funny because a lot of people play MMOs solo. They play MMOs solo. It's a massive multiplayer online world, and there's two sides. There's the people that join factions and a whole bunch of other stuff, right? And then there's people that just play solo. And this is what I'm talking about. Instead of making an MMO, you could just make a co-op game, and you would be fine. Open world Skyrim game with one extra person. Fallout, but with one extra person. Waterbear says asses of creation. Well, we have CES that happens this week as well. Mo says all the news should start kicking back up. Holiday break is over. We're doing fine. We're doing fine. We have plenty of news to talk about. I've never have a drought of news because I can either talk about news, watch a video, react to something, bullshit with you guys. I'm always good. I'm never struggling to go, oh, you know what? What am I going to do today? Luke says we need to start a faction in Marvel Rivals. If you start, look, I'll tell you what, Luke. If you start it up, I'll join yours because I can't. Every time I start something, no one ever either plays with me. I had no problem joining someone else's faction, but if we make a faction, it just doesn't. No one comes in, no one plays. Travis says 30. Okay, real question. If your Raptor is correct and AC Shadows isn't delayed, my question should it be? Is it a good idea for it to be a week before Monster Hunter Wilds, or do they delay it? I mean, I've already been on record, Travis. I said two things are going to happen. If you want to call it hedging my bet or not, I said that the game will either get delayed, or if it comes out, it'll be broke, buggy, and unfinished, and it'll get fixed over the next 8 to 12 months. Is what I said about AC Shadows, and I said that way before they even delayed it. This is before they delayed it. I said that they would have to move it, and then when they did delay it, I said, well, they're going to push it back again, and if they don't push it back, then it'll come out broke and fix it over time. Clip says, Asmongold yesterday talked to so many people about Ashes of Creation. It was crazy. I would definitely watch the video when it comes out. I don't think it's that nobody wants to go up against Monster Hunter. I think AC Shadows is going to have problems just based on what is happening around AC Shadows. I think the reason it got delayed was that pre-orders were low. Obviously, they have admitted to, without saying the words, that it was incomplete, but they've admitted that the game was incomplete. Hence why they said that, they said they were delaying it, and they were just polishing it. But then there was another article talking about they were adding stuff and changing things. And it's like, that's not polishing. That's adding more to it. Gamer says the combat looks fun. At least the latest preview. Yeah. Well, of course. I mean, obviously, I say this all the time, Gamer. I know you're pretty new in my channel. There's movies that come out or TV shows, and you see the trailer, and sometimes the trailer just doesn't hit. For one example, Transformers 1 came out, and that trailer they cut for Transformers 1, it didn't excite me. I did go see the movie, and I was like, man, that trailer was a terrible cut because that movie's a much better movie than what the trailer showed, right? When they're trying to show you something, they try to put their best foot forward, or you would hope, and they show you the best parts of the stuff, right? AC Shadows in general, just AC, okay? Assassin's Creed series over the course has always been good, but it hasn't been great, right? And this is not a shot at saying that all Assassin's Creed games. I love the original Assassin's Creeds, like 1, 2, 3, Brotherhood, stuff like that. Black Flag, those were great. But then it kind of got stale going across along the way, right? And I don't know if AC Shadows is just like the culmination of everything that's happening between the staleness of AC, between what's happening in the world with the DEI, the fact that they completely said that it was accurate to, feudal Japan, but it really isn't, right? There's just a bunch of stuff happening with AC, and I just don't think it. I mean, obviously, I think if you pick up the game, if someone picks up the game, they're gonna be like, "Yeah, I enjoyed it," because it's just Assassin's Creed. It's Call of Duty. It's Madden. It's Assassin's Creed. You know what I mean? I'm done playing it because I haven't touched a Assassin's Creed game since, I keep forgetting the one. If it was Infinite, is that the one? that came out. It came when the Xbox One released. It was that one when that came out. They like gave it with the console and whatnot. I own it, and it was terrible. It was so broke, so buggy, and I was like, yeah, I'm done. Unity. That's it, Krebsy. Thank you. Yeah, Transformers 1 was good. I didn't see Asmongold's one. I saw a clip of the picture on Twitter, Luke, of the person that did the comparison. I mean, we made fun of Marvel's Avengers, and I have 1,000 hours in Marvel's Avengers, and we made fun of Marvel's Avengers the entire time. I still enjoyed it, but it was the D-listers of the Avengers. You know what I mean? Like, they look like the cosplayers of characters. I made fun of the cosmetics the entire time we played it for 2 years. I didn't buy any of them except for the Hulk. Best character in the game was Hulk. Hulk looked the best. Right? I know it's funny. If you compare Marvel Rivals to Marvel's Avengers, is like comparing 720p to 1080p to 4K, right? It's just, you look at it and you're like, it's just not fair. You can't compare them. Jason says AC is like the fast food of action games. Yeah, it's just whatever. Adam Fall's the biggest non-Monster Hunter game I'm looking for. We watched Adam Fall when it was on here. We watched that video. It was pretty good. It looked interesting. I'll play it. Why? Why, chat? Bo knows the answer. Why are we going to play Adam Fall? We all know the answer. We can say it together. Game Pass. Yeah. Is it on Game Pass? It is. It is. Adamfall is like the Fallout universe, but done in Europe instead. That's what it looked like. I think there's a bunch of the videos that we watched of it, Kylo, was a bunch of people, like, bullets are low. Like, there's not very many guns in the game. There's, like, cannibals. There's, like, different factions they have to go up against. It looked pretty good. That means you should give Sniper Elite a try. No. The way it works, Mo, is the game has to interest me. And if it's on Game Pass, we'll give it a shot. Yeah. No, I just don't play all the games that are on Game Pass. I play the games that interest me. YouTube censored you, Jones? All right, let's go. Talking about Maddens and AC Shadow and Call of Duties, right? We have Battlefield 6. Okay, Battlefield 6 should take a less and more approach with guns. I don't know what this article is, but I can tell you right now it's wrong. I don't know what this article is, but I can tell you right now, if Battlefield 6 comes out with less guns, no, right? That's not the issue of why the game sucked balls for Battlefield, the last Battlefield 2042, okay? So if you guys like what I do here, we do this Monday through Thursday. We just talk about gaming stories, have conversations, watch videos, give you my thoughts and opinions, talk to chat. Battlefield 6 should take a less is a more approach with guns. It says, after a few years of the limelight, Battlefield series may be gearing up for its next entry. What do you mean, may be gearing up for its next entry? We all know that they're making the next Battlefield. It's been all over the place. Okay. The last time we saw a Battlefield franchise in action was 2021's Battlefield 2042. Would you really call it in action? I mean, it was literally in unplayable state when they launched it. Okay. And the game's troubled launch led to some major switch-ups for the development studio at DICE. Thus, the new game will have some loaded expectations, as EA will have a lot to do to win the fans back. How about this? I know how you fix Battlefield. Ready? Are you ready for this, chat? Make a game. Finish your game. Right? Oh, man. What? Crazy. Imagine guy in his house talking on a microphone on his own YouTube channel can figure out why the game failed because it wasn't complete. Just make a game. Make a game. Okay? It's unclear what the game will look like. And whether DICE will create a smaller scale Battlefield title or go for a much bigger approach. Even so, the developer has several areas of consider to improve upon as it builds the next game in the iconic first-person shooter series. One area in particular seems particularly ripe for something is less is more approach. No. See, this is the thing. You were the ones that decided to put all the guns in the game. And why did they put all the guns in the game? Because that's more skins for you to unlock. Right? Why did they put more characters and hero classes in the game? Because that's more stuff that you can buy in the microtransaction store. This is what they did. We didn't set these expectations, right? There was less guns in Battlefield 1 than any other Battlefield game, okay? And Battlefield 1 was a phenomenal game, not because of less guns, because they made a game. There was so much to do in that game. There was single player, like little campaign mode. There was like these story missions. There was all of these little things they added. They made a game. They sold a game. Okay? Yet, for some reason, Battlefield 5 came out, and that was broken, buggy when it came out. Better now, right? And the reason they added all these things in the game that overbloated it is because they wanted to charge you microtransactions for all the different classes and all the different factions and all the different guns and all the different things. That's why they did that. Okay. So, it says, the next Battlefield game should have a small but balanced arsenal of guns. The next Battlefield title could do wonders for itself if it chooses to take on a less is more approach with guns. In the first-person shooter, it's fair to hope for there to be a massive amount of guns, and that way players have a lot of different options to work with. If Battlefield wants to succeed, though, it may be best served to work smarter instead of harder. Well, to work smarter, just make a game. Make a game, okay? And lightening the amount of guns and putting in focus elsewhere. Here's the thing. Now, is anyone in chat a game developer that worked on games in the past, right? Battlefield has worked with the same engine the entire time. I understand they have to recode the weapons and whatnot, but they already have those assets in their engine, okay? So taking the guns out so they have, to focus elsewhere, like, make a game. Put the things that you want in the game. Regardless, tell me the story. Okay, tell me the story. Tell me what the game is going to be. But don't take the guns out of the game, at least what this article is saying, so they make a game and sell a game. No, just the game is the game what you gave us. You gave us 50 guns, then you've set the expectations high in the past versions. Every Battlefield got more and more guns. Again, we know why, because they wanted to sell you more skins, more grind, right? But the next game, to take the guns out, you better hope that the game comes out flawless and it has less guns instead of having less guns and it's still broke, buggy, and unfinished, right? Less maps, smaller multiplayer, less guns, and yet you still want, now you're going to charge $70 instead of $60, all right? You're going to charge more money for less stuff in the game. Well, we'll see how that works out, right? A base number is about 15 guns, could be a great starting point for the next Battlefield game, while it also could seem to be a shockingly small amount of weapons for players who choose from. And this is where the DICE could focus on balancing the weapons to the best of the abilities. It's also playing unique attributes to keep guns from feeling like clones of other ones. Okay, if it also can do that, players will then have fewer qualms about the smaller arsenal, given that each gun will feel great to play with. I have this, like, this is what's happening right now. There's a conversation happening right now that people are actually upset that Marvel Rivals is bringing too many characters. Okay. And you can't make a one-to-one comparison to what Rivals is doing and what Overwatch is compared to a Battlefield or a Call of Duty game. But my point is, more weapons, more choices. More choices, more gameplay. More gameplay, more fun. Okay? The reason that Marvel Rivals is popular right now is because it's not Overwatch. The reason it's popular right now is there's more weapons, more characters, right? Characters are the weapons. More weapons to choose from. Where someone might like the AK-47, or they might like the Desert Eagle, or they might like something. Someone might like Wolverine. They might like Cyclops. They might like Professor X if he comes to the game, right? And that is more option to be like, oh, you don't have AK-47 in the game? I don't really feel like playing the game then, right? So, for some strange reason, people are like, more is worse. Maybe. Maybe for a war game with a amount of guns, but in a hero shooter, more heroes the better. You don't have to use all of the heroes, but more heroes is better because that means more people that might come in because they're favorite characters in the game. To put it towards the guns, someone might play Battlefield because they have more weapons. Like, oh, they have that weapon. I love that gun, right? And they might come and play the game. Maybe less because obviously the selling point is Marvel and these are just generic, type of things. A smaller base roster of guns could also prove fruitful for the game's post-launch life. Naturally, as Battlefield, the franchise is known for online multiplayer gameplay, EA and DICE jumped the opportunity to add more content to the games after launch. Oh, boy. Yeah. Right? This will go over really well, chat. Right? Last Battlefield had 40 guns. The next Battlefield has 15 guns, and they're going to be selling you the rest of the guns over the course of season passes over the next 3 years. That'll go over real well. Let me tell you. $70 for the game. Okay? Less guns, less maps, smaller maps. Okay? And they'll fix the game over the next 18 months and add more content. Okay? I'm sure that'll go over really well. It could also ensure that the new game's total number of weapons doesn't stretch as high as Battlefield 4's astonishing 107 guns. Finding a nice middle ground between the massive number of guns and the comparatively smaller number of guns in the game like 2042 would be a blessing for DICE in the next game. A smaller count of weapons may not be the only area where Battlefield game also would take less is more approach. Recent reports have indicated that the next Battlefield game will return to a standard 64-player match. Well, I tell you, they've already done that in Battlefield 2042 because they were having so many problems with the netcode and whatnot for the 128 players. They decided to just remove it, basically, and they didn't really advertise it anymore for the 128 players. That was the big selling point, by the way. Tornadoes and 128-player battle matches in Battlefield. So given a smaller number of players is also given the game, it makes sense that DICE would also work towards a more consistent number of weapons alongside it. But why would you have to have less weapons because it's 64 players? Can someone explain that to me? Right? The next Battlefield game will also have way long wait to go to win back the fans' trust following some of the Battlefield's 2042's controversies. A small weapon count may be the sticking point for the new game, but it also could benefit the next game in a long run compared to the currently title of the market. If DICE can focus on work towards a smarter, more balanced set of weapons, the next Battlefield entry would be a great spot compared to the predecessor. Let me tell you something. I have no interest in the next Battlefield right now because of the current Battlefield. And we played it. I can show you my time. I have like 50, 60, I think it's like 70 hours in Battlefield 2042 once it came to Game Pass. We played it quite a bit on this channel, okay? Right? When it first came out, didn't touch it. I said when it goes free to play or it's on Game Pass, that's when I did. And that's exactly what happened, right? When it came to Game Pass, it's been one full year since it's been on Game Pass, I believe. It came out in November of 2023, I believe. Okay? I enjoyed myself, but I didn't give them money for it because they had an incomplete game at launch. Okay? the next game that you tell me, if it's modern day, it takes place after, okay? It's a modern day fighter if it's after 3 or 4 or whatever it is in that time frame, and you're giving me less weapons, that's less interest in the game, right? If you give me less factions, which supposedly it's only 2, it's the unnamed organization of terrorists and NATO, okay? Then I'm might not going to be interested, right? To win me back as a Battlefield fan, and I love Battlefield. I played the shit out of every single Battlefield game that's come out besides Hardline. Hardline, I've never played it, and I played it, but very little. It's like on a scale of all Battlefield games, Hardline I maybe have 15 hours in, 20 hours in. Okay, hated it because it wasn't what Battlefield was. If they take more out of this game and charge you more money for the game and have to wait for season 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and no, not interested. The goodwill is gone. You screwed over the goodwill, EA. Now you have to win me back by putting more in the game, or at least put the same stuff you put in the game and it works. And once it works, then and only then will I be like, you know what? I'm in. Okay? If you put less in, I'm out. Because if it's broke, buggy, unfinished, and there's less, 4 more, I'm out. But these are just my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comment section down below. Please make sure you share, like, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think in the chat, live chat, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Let's see what you guys are saying here. Argus says 30. Nah, I'm convinced that DICE fed them this outlook for the article to try to subtly set expectations to what they're actually going to do and try to soften the blow of the community backlash. Well, I'll tell you what, Argus, if that's the case, then my expectations were pretty low, and if they're going lower than that, that's sad. Eclipse says, well, if that was true, Battleborn would still be here. So that's definitely not true. Robert Jones says, less players plus less weapons equals microtransactions math. Exactly right, Robert. 5 was not good when it came out, Travis. They had to put a lot. And remember, they took stuff out. Remember they told you could drag bodies and whatnot in 5? That never happened. The building mechanic in 5 was really good. Right? That was a really good thing. Travis says, man, Hardline was better than 2042. Yes and no. Right? At launch, Hardline was a better game. Okay? But overall, Hardline is not a Battlefield game. You guys can like it and stuff, but it's not a Battlefield game. It was 100% a Call of Duty grasp for Call of Duty to get into that market. They thought Hardline was going to take so much away from the Call of Duty crowd, and it didn't do anything. All it did was lose its identity of what Battlefield was. Robert Jones says Battlefield 5 wasn't bad, but it got good eventually. Yeah, eventually. They still didn't even add all the stuff in that game. They were supposed to add different factions, right? I don't think they finished it. I don't even think they finished it. They stopped supporting it like they stopped supporting Battlefront 2. Jason says, I have a solution. It's called Bad Company 3. We read an article. The guy who created Bad Company 1 and 2, he said he would love to make a 3, but they wouldn't do it. They wouldn't do it. Problem with 120 players is it just a cluster of 32 versus 32 is a sweet spot? Yeah, but the problem is they decided to advertise 128 players, 64 versus 64, on maps that sucked balls when it first came out, and they fixed those 8 maps or 10 maps over the next 2 years. Okay? They didn't even make the map designed for the 128 players. There was no cover. There was nothing. It was a clusterfuck because they didn't finish the game. They just threw the game out there and decided to, and you know, oh, it's not working. You guys are not fans of it. You guys are haters. It's like, no, you didn't make a game. Battlefield 1 is a fantastic game. Kyle says 5 was the beginning of the end for Battlefield. It was horrible. El Dente says Hardline was COD. Yeah, they were 100% trying to go for that market. Wasn't when Hardline came out, wasn't the same time that Titanfall, when Titanfall came out? Let me look up what year. Hardline came out in March 17th, 2015. Oh, March 11th, 2014. So what game came out in 14? Was that Battlefield 3? Nope, was it Battlefield 4? There was one, that's October. There was one they sandwiched in between. There was a year they did, it was Battlefield Titanfall, was it not? Am I missing it? Hardline was just cops and robbers. Oh no, it's better than that. Battlefield. Packett says it keeps trying to be everything but Battlefield. Yeah. Hey, let's make a Battlefield game, but let's never make it a Battlefield again. I mean, Battlefield does need G.I. Joe. Sarge and I have talked about this every week, basically, on GXG. Battlefield needs to be G.I. Joe. What's going on, Ghost Wolf? Yeah. We're gonna watch that. Is it out yet, Mo? Jones says coming to a Battlefield game is just the meta. Late is now the meta. Yeah. 30, I think you want Battlefront as G.I. Joe. Battlefield, Battlefront, either one. Right? G.I. Joe is the perfect fit. How Hasbro has not jumped on this, I have no idea. Supposedly there's a G.I. Joe game in the works. And they're in development hell right now. Okay? Supposedly there's a G.I. Joe video game happening right now, but they're in development hell. They've been working on it for like 3 years. It drops at 11? Oh, okay. Well, it's 11. It's 11. All right, so let me bring it up. I'm assuming it's going to be on their channel. Is it on NetEase's channel or is it on... You know what's funny, gamer? I was actually... We talked about this, like, I want to say about 7-8 months ago. Actually, maybe about a year ago now. I said, does anybody know how to... Because I don't know anything about Unreal Engine 5, right? But I was like, I bet you could make a G.I. Joe if you brought the skins in to Fortnite and then just have a custom match and just have G.I. Joe. You know what I mean? That would be fine. You know what I mean? I would be okay with that. If G.I. Joe teamed up with Fortnite and they had a G.I. Joe, like... set board, sort of like Teenage Mutant Turtles just did. Waterbear says they should make Battlefront War of Cybertron, where it's a Transformers war by using the Battlefront graphics card. Oh, that'd be amazing. January 10th? Ah, I was wrong. I said the 14th. I said the 14th. Is the trailer up? Marvel Rivals Season 1 Eternal Nightfall begins on January 10th, 2025 at 1 p.m. 1 a.m. What's this?
You have been sheltered. You have been sheltered by the light for far too long.
Is that Dracula in the background?
The time has come for darkness to reign. Soon your resolve will begin to crumble. You'll be stretched too thin. There will be nowhere left to hide. And your fire will cease to burn. For no light shall survive in my empire of...
Can I just say? I told you they were going to bring more than 2 people to the season.
Eternal night.
There you go. I'm sure there's a lot of Easter eggs in there that people will break down and see if there's anything. I'm sure Blade and Ultron will be in here as well. So I wonder if we're doing a map and we're going to go through the Sanctum and then go through like some sort of portal. That'd be cool. Sorry, I'm just looking. Oh, Avenger Tower there. You got Dracula. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool. So somebody the other day said to me that, actually, let me go to my channel and look at the comment. Okay. Somebody said that they could add too many characters, I believe. Right? They're like, oh yeah, they could add too many. And I'm like, add too many what? Like, I don't understand why people want... I don't understand why people want this game to be all the other games they can already play. Okay? I've been saying for years, at least 4, that I coherently remember, okay, where I said that comic book games should come out with multiple heroes per season. Okay? Always. There's hundreds, if not thousands, of characters that people are interested in that they could put in, okay, into games like this. Right? Let me see. Someone said, yeah, you could also release too many, I think. If they do a 6 for each season, it's dumb. How? How is that dumb? How is that dumb? How is adding too many characters to a fun superhero game, right? Because in competitive, that makes it more people can master more things. It'll be harder for people to master, right? And if people do master certain characters, then it would be better for just competitiveness. In the competitive game mode inside the game, okay, you can literally ban certain characters. So if someone's like, oh, Hela's OP, you can block you could literally block that character for not being chosen, right? People vote on certain things, so it makes it competitive fair. If you're playing quick match, okay, why would you care that there's too many heroes? Please someone explain to me in a non-competitive, competitive way that you're playing a game for fun and there's too many superheroes to pick from. The Lakers got the same screenshot. Yeah, well, it was data mined from the actual thing. Are they doing the 2 and 2? That's a mistake. They should do 4. 4 and then add some mid-season. Because what's going to happen, Mr. Luke, is that they have 2 characters and only 2 people could be the new characters in the game. And everyone's going to bitch because they can't pick the character. So what's going to happen, as soon as you go into a quick match, everyone's going to pick that character. And when they can't pick that character, they'll back out or whatnot. Waterbird says too many characters because that's a bad thing. Sorry, Legends of League of Legends has entered the room, right? Like, how does that make any sense? I'm just having too much fun. There's just too many people. It's like said nobody anytime. Yeah, but skins and actual characters are 2 different things, Luke. Right? Skins are just skins on top of the character that's already created. Individual characters that have skill sets and stuff like that are completely different. Each season's 13 weeks. It's 13 weeks with 1 week break, and then it starts again, is what they announced about a month ago. Argus says there is no too many Marvel characters in a Marvel game like this, Mike. That person is an actual retard. Disagree. Horrible opinion. I don't get it. I just don't understand it. How is it too many characters a bad thing? Because again, in a competitive landscape, right? If you're playing competitive, you can ban certain characters if people are like, oh well, you can't use this character or whatnot. And then, just in a broader sense, there's not going to be so many people just mastering one character. They're going to be dabbling in all these characters, right? To get to a proficient with a character, for most people, it's going to take 20, 30 hours to get proficient with a character. Well, there's 33, now 37 characters in the game, with additional 13 more that we know of that are data mined. Lucas says, Devil's Advocate, there are too many heroes at the part of the games countering heroes with other heroes. It means that you have to learn it all, making it harder for new players to get into the game. For the competitive landscape, sure. But again, Lucas, they can ban certain characters. Like, people did, like, they vote during that competitive stuff. In quick match, who cares? Quick match, you learn and play the game. You're actually having fun. Imagine 2 kids on the ground playing with action figures, and you only have 2 action figures. One kid plays with one action figure, and the other kid plays the other action figure, and they're like... But now imagine the same scenario with 2 kids playing with action figures, and there's 100 action figures on the ground, all different, that they can play with. Krabsy says, overwhelm the user with so many options. It's like the Helldivers on Destiny. You're taking 4 months off, get hit with 27 pop-ups, get confused, and say, fuck this. What's wrong with Papa? When Avengers added 1. Yeah. One a year. Here you go. Here's Black Panther. 1 year later, and you're like, oh, thanks. Woo. Oh, yeah, we're closing shop. Here's Bucky. Yeah. Like, what? Robert Jones says too many characters can be overwhelming for new players, but that's the point. Get good. New player league all the time. Yeah. Yeah. Think about this. Overwhelmed, okay? That's a personal thing. But if they give you the option, I would take the option of an assortment of things in front of me and pick one. Then here's one. I saw a rumor about it that he was going to do it on Wednesday. So is that official now that he resigned? Water Bears. Too many characters to pick from a video game. Jason says it could make it too counter pick heavy, like what Overwatch became. But I'm with you. I want more. Eclipse says, yeah, but the difference between the League of Legends and everyone knows that these characters that's going to be playing as well, unknown IP. Right. But think about this. From a business perspective, from a business aspect, right? Someone might be a Fantastic Four fan that they haven't touched the game. But all of a sudden, Reed Richards, Thing, Storm, Johnny Storm are in the game, and they're like, oh, man, I got to check it out now. Right? Nobody's going to be like, oh, God, I've been playing this game nonstop for the last month. They brought in the Fantastic Four. I'm out. Like, what? No one's saying that. Nobody. Jason, you're like me. You have like PTSD with Marvel's Avengers. Remember when we got Kate Bishop before Hawkeye? God, what a shit game. I had fun with the game, but they made so many mistakes in that game. So many mistakes. I'm not sure if you play all four. Someone said, I think Luke said 2 and 2. Is that official from Marvel themselves? Marvel Rivals themselves? Or is that just hearsay, Jason? Because I heard it was 4 in the beginning, unless they said something today. I heard 4 in the beginning and then 2 mid-season. 2 other characters mid-season. Because Ultron and Blade were both data mined for Season 1. Eclipse says, I mean, the fact that every weekend goes back up to 400,000 players, retention is unreal. We have a video we're going to watch about it. Nope, official? Okay. Is that on the Marvel's Twitter site? I don't see it. Let's see. Season 1. Okay, the Fantastic Four joined Marvel Darkness. Okay, they show the trailer. The Ultimate Battle is now complete. Nope, that's not it either. and 2 halfway through. Okay? I've been on record saying they should put 6 characters a season. I said so that everyone could be a new character if they really wanted to on a team, and all go against each other. Okay? I've also said they should put more characters. I said they could add 4 to 8. Okay? I said this 2 months ago, 3 months ago. I said 4 to 8 characters a season, right? Which would be insane, right? And everyone that I've seen in the forums and stuff like that are like, oh, this is unheard of. No one's thought about this. Hi, I'm 30 NSG. I've been talking about comic book games and what they should have been putting in comic book games for Marvel's Avengers and all these other ones for years, putting multiple characters in. And they never, ever do it until this point. The comic book game. Who wants to sit and play a comic book game and go, oh yeah, 8 years from now they're going to put in. The game won't even be around that long if you're putting one. People will lose interest. Throw them in. What's going on, Heck? Right. Just thinking about it, Eclipse, bring up a great point, right? You're going against Dracula, and you think they're only bringing the Fantastic Four in. When Blade was data mined and saying that he's basically done, okay, and he's probably coming out in season 1 along with Ultron, right? So now we're thinking MODOK as well. Maybe season 1. And here's the best part, right? They're going to change the meta based on the team skill ups and stuff like that. So even if you master somebody, okay, that person is going to change who they team up with every season. Future Revolution put in Wolverine way too late. Way too late. The game shut down, what, 2 months after they put him in? And that's my point. Wait so long to put characters in, and once they put them in, they're like, oh, but no one's interested. All right, well, here's a perfect segue here, right? Overwatch 2 players aren't happy after a recent Marvel rival announcement. What are they mad about? Right? Overwatch 2 players aren't happy after a recent Marvel event. Like, were they mad because they're getting too many characters and they don't have that many characters? Is that what they're mad at? Okay. Many Overwatch 2 players have voiced their displeasure with the live service game as Marvel Rivals announced more characters joining the roster. Although Marvel Rivals has only been out since December, it's already introducing heroes at a faster rate than Overwatch 2. Yeah. Remember what I said that Overwatch, that Marvel Rivals, if they really want to put the bullet in the head of the, kick him while he's down, okay, is that put a PvE mode inside of Marvel Rivals. Put more characters. Do what Overwatch couldn't do. Do you know what I mean? So when Overwatch 2 was released, it included a hero roster from the predecessors along new additions, okay, while sequel chose a 5v5 team competition direction over the first title, 6v6, which they're now putting back to 6v6. The core elements of the game remained the same. Overwatch 2 is also a live service title that introduces seasonal content that includes cosmetic new game modes and typical new hero. I want to highlight that. A new hero. Yeah, come on back. Play the same game you've been playing, but here's that one new character. Okay. These seasons often last up to 9 weeks and may include the events of like Halloween Terror, Winter Wonderland. Marvel Rivals has followed similar formula since December release, but it's already astonishing many fans with the number of heroes being introduced. We'll keep astonishing them. Keep throwing them in. Now, here's the thing I want to say. Marvel Rivals putting in, let's just say they just do the 4. They got to keep that pace now. You got to keep that pace now. Okay? If you put 4, then next season you got to put 4. Minimum 4. Not 3. Not 2. Right? 4 stones, 4 crates. 4 heroes, right? 4 heroes. You got to put 4 heroes in at least every season. Okay? Now, I would be okay if they only did 4 a season. Okay? But it's really smart if they do the 4 and then release a couple more midpoint and through the season. Okay? Because people that are, come in. They're like, I got to check out these new heroes. They come in, and then all of a sudden they leave. And then all of a sudden they come back. They're not just coming back for the microtransaction store to see what's new in the store. They're coming back for the new maps. They're coming back for the new heroes. Okay? Very smart. Okay? So a Twitter user, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. It was a Kelsey Y. Pretty good. Almost many Overwatch 2 fans voicing their opinions on the lack of new heroes compared to Marvel Rivals. Their tweet regarded the announcement of the Fantastic Four coming to Marvel Rivals soon, which was confirmed by NetEase Games. A trailer for Fantastic Four is expected, which we just watched. Okay, while some fans celebrate the announcement, many fans have compared Marvel Rival Heroes release to Overwatch 2 since it launched. Overwatch 2 had added 10 heroes to its roster, while Marvel Rivals is set to eclipse that number in the first year. But yeah. They only need 6 more to go. Okay. Marvel Rivals Fantastic Four season is set to introduce more characters to the game Overwatch 2 does in a full year. Which is fantastic, right? No pun intended. Okay. Though Overwatch 2 is set in modern standards for a live service hero shooter, Marvel Rivals is poised to raise the bar of character releases. Here's the thing, though. I want to say this. If you come out with a new Overwatch competitor, but it's, let's just say Concord, right? Concord comes out and it's exactly like Overwatch or Overwatch 2. Marvels didn't exist, right? Marvels didn't exist. It doesn't matter if Concord came out and released 8 new characters a season, okay? The reason it works for Marvel is because Marvel is a IP that people know, love, and it's been around for 80, 85 years, okay? It didn't just show up and say, like, hey, like these characters. These characters have been in comic books and movies and TV shows. To compare Marvel Rivals and what they're doing with the release of the characters compared to Overwatch, I do think is unfair. As far as a game goes, obviously you can compare the two and go, well, there's more heroes coming here. That's because there's thousands of heroes already established inside the universe, where every hero that Overwatch makes is a brand new character they just thought up to in the universe they're creating. Okay? So it's a little unfair to compare the two, but obviously we're going to make comparisons because that's what the article is doing. Okay? These new characters include their own abilities, which change the game sometimes in drastic ways, and they give players a frequent reason to log in. While Marvel Rivals is introducing new heroes rapidly and drawing from a vast catalog of established characters, unlike Overwatch 2, Marvel's universe began in 1939 and is still strong, or going strong today. With over hundreds of villains and thousands of established heroes, beyond confirmed heroes like Fantastic Four, some Marvel League... perfect. We're on the same wavelength here. Characters include Valkyrie, Blade, and Ultron. Ooh, Valkyrie could be the other one that's coming in. They could literally put in 8 characters, right? Fantastic Four. Then they bring in Blade, MODOK, Ultron, and then they bring in Valkyrie. They could put 8 characters this season. Again, that's just my speculation. Don't know about the other 4 characters. Okay. With Overwatch 2 seeing dwindling player numbers since the release of Marvel Rivals, the latter may become more top hero shooter as Blizzard continues to update Overwatch 2. Now, the hero release schedule may improve to match Marvel Rivals. Okay. So yeah, the fact that you're comparing Overwatch 2 and they're upset. Look, Overwatch 2 is a brand new IP that came out 7 years ago. Right? You're comparing it to Marvel with a brand power that's been around for 85 years. It's no comparison. I don't care if it's video game form. That's like saying Overwatch made a movie and they're like, oh well, Overwatch comes out with 1 movie a year. Yeah, but they don't have that many characters. Like, what do you see what I'm saying? You can't compare the two. The two IPs are completely different. These are just my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comment section down below. What do you think? Do you think this is a fair comparison that Overwatch, as far as Overwatch 2, they only have 10 heroes over the last, year and a half, 2 years that it's been out, where Marvel Rivals could eclipse that literally if they release 8 characters in the first season. They're only 2 behind. Now, obviously, the 2 points I said during my little statement here is that if you bring in 4, you got to continue doing 4 every season. So just that, we talked about this a couple weeks ago. If they did just 4, regardless of the mid-season point, just 4 heroes a season, 4 season, that's 12 characters a year. I don't think that's enough. Okay? I've been on record saying they should have had a minimum of 40 characters at launch, and they should be putting just 20 characters a year, right? Because if it's only around 2 years, then you only get 20 characters or 40 characters. Okay. If it's around 3, 4, 5 years, just imagine the roster if it was around for 5 years, the amount of characters, right? It'll look like Smash Brothers on acid trip over here, okay? Like, there'd be so many characters to pick from, okay? Well, again, these are my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comment section down below. Please make sure you share, like, subscribe, and if you like what I do here, check out some of our other videos. Thanks for watching. Imagine they bring in all these characters, and all of a sudden they do a pivot. Hear me out. Hear me out. Imagine they bring in all these characters, and they all of a sudden do a pivot. Sort of like what Fortnite did with Save the World to Battle Royale. Now, I'm not saying they bring a Battle Royale. What I'm saying is, all of a sudden they bring in all these characters, and then all of a sudden, because obviously if they're bringing that many characters in, they keep the player base, they keep getting millions and millions of people spending money on the microtransaction store. All of a sudden they announce, boom. They do PvE World, where now you can be all those characters, and you can pick any of those characters. Now we're talking like, Marvel's Omega heroes again. Okay, but in this world, with this generation, with this kind of a style, that could be badass. They just pivot and they're like, yeah, we got all these characters. What are we gonna do? Well, we can't just make this. What about if we make another game mode or whatnot where you can use these characters in those? Waterbear says, with over 80,000 characters, the Marvel multiverse is the most complete public listing in existence. Yeah, imagine only putting like 10 guys in. Overwatch players are going to be a big bad. Overwatch should produce more characters. The problem with that, heck, is they have to make them from scratch. Right? The guy at Overwatch and Blizzard's like, what should we make now? Okay. Marvel goes, what are we going to make today? Let me go to the library real fast and pick one of these thousands of comics that are back there. And who can we make? Okay. We got a video to watch, which is Marvel Rivals is not falling off. Overwatch is cooked. Okay. The person that we're watching is called Stylosa. Got 757,000 subscribers, and I just found out about him today. Never heard of him. That's what I love. What I love about that's what I love about YouTube. Okay, that's what I love about YouTube. All right, so let me make sure this is nice and loud for you guys. All right, here we go.
This is actually insane. Why isn't Marvel Rivals dying off?
Well, first of all, let's calm down. Okay, it just came out. Okay, it just came out. Let me make it a little bit louder for you guys. Sorry. Let me back it up.
This is actually insane. Why isn't Marvel Rivals dying off? Hello, everyone, and welcome to the channel.
It just came out. We're still in the new car smell. You know what I mean? The new car smell stays in your car for a good 4 to 5 months. Then it starts, right? We're still in the new car smell. Let's see how it plays out. It stays in the car for about 4 or 5 months, and then it starts. Then you got to start putting air fresheners in. Okay. Now I do believe, because of what they're doing, the establishing that they're putting the 4 characters in the season that we know of officially, Fantastic Four. Nobody else officially. Okay. That minimum going forward, as I just said, they need to put 4 per season, right? Maybe Valkyrie and them are the next ones next season, but again, Data Links, whatever, said that Ultron and Blade were in season 1. It would make sense if they're in season 1, or at least Blade, right? Which would at least make 5 characters, okay?
So, it's been almost 1 month to the day since Rivals launched globally, and the game is actually increasing in average concurrent players.
That's because it's a fun game. That's because it's a good game, right? That's why it's increasing.
at least on the platform we can see the statistics of, and that, of course, is Steam. So take a look at this, and remember what I always say about Steam DB.
Ron says Howard the Duck. You know what, Ron? I know you're making a joke, but he might be coming in because they got Hitmonkey coming in. Who would have thought? Who would have thought someone's like, oh man, I can't wait for Hitmonkey to come in.
It isn't the be-all and end-all. These figures on here, yeah, they look impressive, whatever. It is not indicative of a game overly performing well or a game overly performing bad. It just means the game's performance on Steam, and we can look at the concurrent player base of said game. Now, what this means is we can see the Steam player base. Now, it doesn't...
Right, this is not looking at console, okay? I can tell you this. I'm playing on console, and I do console only against console when I do quick matches, and it's instantaneously getting into matches. There's a shit ton of people playing on console.
Extrapolate out to the...
If not, maybe a little less, maybe more, right? Which would make it about 1 million people playing across all consoles concurrently.
The consoles, which is a lot more difficult to see the actual player base numbers of. In fact, it's pretty much impossible. You can see lists which will put Rivals in the top of the lists on Xbox and on PlayStation.
Oh, last night I had a match where I had 37,000 damage block. I've been playing a lot of Captain America. I get in there, man. People think they're taking over the point. I get in there and I stop it. I pause it. And they hate me. They hate me. I'm just sitting there. And then all of a sudden I'll wait for my team to come back and they're healing me. If I have a good healer on the team, I could do this all day. I could do this all day.
For like the most popular games being played. But again, numbers are a little bit sort of iffy. There are places you can go to try and find them. But SteamDB gives accurate data because it pulls it from Steam's API. So we can see straight up who is playing this game. And this graph, what is really interesting with this graph, it is the holy grail for game developers, especially of a live service game, because you expect to launch your game and the graph to drop down. Now, I could very easily take a cheap shot at Overwatch here and go, here's the Overwatch graph. I'm not going to put it on the screen, but you guys know what that graph looks like. And if you don't,
it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good.
Basically, yeah, it drops off. So the game launched and then dropped off. There's updates throughout time, things like new heroes and stuff like that.
As soon as we're done playing Indiana Jones on stream, we're going to start playing these in the evenings and stuff. So I'll play with you guys as anybody wants to play.
It creates a little bit of a bump. Nothing ever really gets back to the size of the launch numbers. And yeah, it sort of goes away. The difference with Rivals, though, and why this is the holy grail of game developers, especially for live service games, is the number was kind of going down, and then it started to go up. And that is a very rare phenomenon. That basically means the game has got insane longevity. So this got me...
I do believe, and again, we're still in the honeymoon phase, I do believe it has longevity as long as they keep doing what they're doing as far as, again, 4 characters minimum per season. I still think more is better, but minimum 4. New maps, the new game mode that they bring in every season, like the Winterfest that they were just doing for Jeff the Landshark, right? They could do something along those lines. If they bring in a PvE type of event type of stuff, we're talking stronger, more powerful legs as they go. Okay,
me thinking
they also have to keep it where have a competitive base, have the tournaments and stuff like that, but make sure you keep it where you don't base the whole game on the competitive side, right? Make it where it's more based for casual people that just want to play their favorite hero in a fighting game, right? Don't make it so sweaty that you start to go to the 1%, right? Go for the broader audience, but have that section for the people that are the 1%ers that want super competitiveness.
Why? Why is this game so good? Now, this is an insane question to ask because it is the game I've been playing the most of over the Christmas period, easily. And I've been trying to play Path of Exile 2, and I'm massively addicted to that, but I just...
I'm the same. I'm playing Path of Exile 2, but I really like this game.
Keep coming back to Rivals. It is so much fun. I think we need to take a look at this and work out what's going on because this game is actually... it's just insane. It's actually insane. Let's do this. So the art direction and the gameplay and the IP, it is all top tier. And the presentation, it is all top tier. Yes, there are questions over the games.
Crowded. Always He's always got the card. He's always got the evolve card. He's like, hey, how was your day? It evolved. My day evolved. He always talks about evolved. He says, yeah, one of the reasons evolve died because they couldn't release new maps and monsters fast enough. Crowded, I don't know if you were in the night that me and Sarge talked about it. On GXG, I think it was about a month ago, we brought up evolve. And we talked about it, how it would be cool if they made a game based on Marvel where you went up against a massive boss, and it was like an evolved type of style game where you had 4 heroes going up against another, Galactus or Doctor Doom, or so one person would be the bad guy, right? And then everybody else would be the heroes, and you would fight that way. We talked about this, I think it was about a month ago on GXG.
Performance. There are times when performance is quite bad in the game, but the heroes themselves, the designs of the heroes,
yeah, we talked about Thanos, right?
The way their kits function, it's great. And some heroes are completely revolutionary in the hero shooter genre. I mean, I look at a hero like Strange, and I think that is very similar to what you got with Tracer when Overwatch launched. A hero that could go back in time, could flash around the map. This is crazy, right? What a hero. What an insane design.
That is a really cool design, right? Where all of a sudden you're playing the game and you like rewind while everyone else is still going forward. Cool design. They're not the first to do it, but it's a cool design.
Well, Rivals has kind of brought that into 2025, or well, I guess 2024 into 2025. And they go, yeah, you can just have a portal in the game, and you can just it functions like a portal, and all the physics function through it as well. And yeah, it's just actually insane. It feels like innovation, and it feels really polished. And so when I look at things like the IP and go, okay, yeah, Marvel Rivals, it uses the Marvel IP. It's literally the biggest, or one of the biggest IPs in the world. It's up there with the likes of Pokemon, Star Wars, etc., etc. It is a massive IP. Everyone knows.
Well, I think it would be cool, Jones, if they had something like that where you can either unlock characters or, like, even if you look at the skill sets for, like, these heroes in here, it'd be cool, like, if you started off and the more you level up your character, the more things you unlocked for your abilities to use. That'd be pretty cool.
Who the heroes are.
Maybe you could do some sort of original story where all the heroes kind of lose all their abilities. This is a made-up game we're making here, okay? But it was like Evolve, right? And every time you level up a character, you're like learning a skill and you get your powers back type of thing to make you more powerful.
Especially the mainline heroes. Now, I came into this game fully saying, you know what? I'm not the biggest Marvel fan. Yeah, I've watched some of the movies. I mean, this might come across as complete blasphemy, but I've not seen all of the Marvel Cinematic Universe movies. I mean, maybe not a lot of people have, because there's quite a lot of them.
Hero, we talk about it all the time. I get sad every time I think about it. When they first showed this, I went, man, can you imagine if Marvel's Avengers looked like this? It would still be alive today.
But I don't really go out of my way to watch them. I wasn't really that interested. I've seen the odd Avengers movie here and there. Yeah, it's fine, right? Like I said, I watched a couple of the series on Disney Plus and whatnot, and yeah, they're okay, right? I think I watched the Moon Knight series. It was pretty good. But yeah, I'm not like a die-hard Marvel fan. So the IP itself didn't technically appeal to me in a crazy way. But actually, it's so good. Like, it is so good because they've got such a varied, like, foundation to build on, because obviously, Marvel, how many years old is Marvel? How many heroes is there? It's like it must be insane for the developers to just have this playbook which they can go and take a look at and go, well, we need a hero. Oh, look, we can add.
I do think they need more maps. It'd be interesting to see how many maps they bring in for season 1. Will they bring in 4? Maybe like 4 more maps.
This hero, oh, we can do this or we can do that. It's so good. It's just incredibly good. But I think with the Overwatch comparison, when you look at things like presentation, they're basically right up there with Overwatch. Yeah, the UI and the menu system and stuff, it's very similar.
Imagine doing even a map where you're in Asgard, but then all of a sudden there's like a portal that opens up and you have to go through the portal because they have that technology, right? And now you go from one of the maps is just like a rehash, but it's like you're in Asgard and then all of a sudden you're in Wakanda and then you go to like Hydra.
That's Overwatch, but it's done really well.
The leakers say 3 new maps in New York.
Very polished. Things like the hero.
Just the 3 in New York.
Hero gallery. It's really, really good. I mean, I really like that.
So Avenger Tower, the Sanctum. I'm calling it right now, Luke. You're gonna go through the Sanctum, okay? Through a portal into some other dimension. That's gonna be one of them.
Sort of parallax effect you get when you hover over heroes for selection.
You'll probably start in the Sanctum. I'll be honest. Maybe you'll start in the Sanctum.
It's just great. You know, you look at something like Overwatch 2, it's just a square box that gets a little bit bigger when you hover over it. So you're seeing a level of like increased polish, a level of like, wow, this is really slick, this is really smooth. The sound,
yeah, Baxter Tower, Avenger Tower, and then street level Sanctum.
Design in the game is something I don't think a lot of people touch on. It's great. Like the music before you go into a mission, it's straight up vibes from Overwatch. Awesome music. You're getting hyped up. You're ready to go. I mean, I don't want to turn the in-game music off. I want to leave it on. It sounds great. I love it. Literally every map has got an insane soundtrack.
Yeah, I like the sound. The music's really good in the game as well. Look, it's amazing they're not charging for this. It really is. Obviously, they're making a shit ton more money. But overall, the quality of the game is very good.
Incredible. But yeah, then you're throwing things like the art direction. It just looks like a comic book come to life. It's third person, and this again.
It's exactly what it should have been. That's what all comic book games should be. Comic books come to life.
And is something where, you know, I think I was a little bit skeptical of this to begin with because, hey, I come from an FPS world. Actually, it being third person means you get to fully appreciate the skin. And dare I
That's what we're appreciating. We're appreciating the skin.
say it, I am actually really enjoying the skins in this game to the point of I can see myself buying them. I found that very hard in Overwatch, which sounds insane to say because how many Overwatch videos have I produced? You know, you would think I'd be buying all of the skins. Obviously, you guys know I had major issues with the monetization of that game and all of that stuff. The whole way it went from, the whole way it launched.
What do you mean, Travis? Do I think Hydra is too realistic? What do you mean? As far as, like, because of the Nazis? What? It's a comic book. Hydra is the Nazis of Marvel's universe.
It's free to play. Whereas with Rivals, yeah, I know it's still expensive, but at least the game is launched with, you know, this is the way it's going to operate. So you are prepared. You can see what's going on. And they do actually give you some skins for events and stuff like that.
Is Rise of Hydra going... Oh, you're talking about the game 1943. Rise of Hydra is what you're talking about. I think it'll be good, but I don't like the realistic of it. I don't like the art style of it. I don't. I would rather have comic book style in my comic book games. I don't know. That's just me.
Like that with the Jeff skin recently. And again, Overwatch is similar to that, so it's not totally unique. It's just, I don't know, I just feel like, this is going to sound actually insane to say this out loud, but I feel like you get more value from the skin in Rivals just because you can see it. Now in Overwatch...
That's not crazy. That's not crazy to say at all. Me and Sarge say that all the time. People that buy skins in first-person shooter games, I'm always baffled by it. I'm like, you just spent $20 to look at nothing, right? You can't even see your own skin. You're buying it for other people to look at it. It makes no sense. Obviously, this makes sense.
Yeah, sometimes you can see the skin if you're using certain abilities like a Reinhardt charge, but you basically just see the weapon, right? So it's just a weapon skin. I don't know, but I just feel in Rivals, yeah. But it's not even just that, right? It's things like the MVP animations. The way they're done is so awesome. They look really good. They've got their own like custom backgrounds and all kinds of stuff going on. It's just an evolution on the hero shooter format, and it's really well made. And I think that makes people keep coming back because it feels, I mean, can I say this in 2025? It actually feels like a finished game when it launched.
Yes. What? This man's making great points, and he shouldn't feel odd saying it, right? He's like, I don't know if I could say it. No, you could say it. Yeah, it's a complete game, right? But we've had this conversation on this channel a lot as well. Free-to-play games have to come out complete. Name another free-to-play game that came out that wasn't in a better standing, if not complete, more than a AAA game that's come out. Right? You know what I mean? Free-to-play games have to be good because they're not making their money up front, so they have to make it work. If you're charging $60, $70, $80, $100, $120, that game, they got your money up front, and they can take their sweet, sweet time fixing it because they got you in it.
Which is insane to say because every game should be finished, but it really does. It feels very, very well made. The frequent updates and the content releases, as far as we can see, are actually, they're just insane. These devs have cooked beyond cooking. It's just crazy, this is. Now, I'm pretty sure they've been, they're working on a lot of heroes, and they've got
Here's one thing I can think of, right? I can see this happening in the future, even though I want as many heroes as possible. I don't know how many people they have working on it and how fast they can turn them out, but they can get burnt out keeping that same regimen of time. You know what I mean?
Launch heroes complete, ready to go, or very close to being complete. So they've launched the game, and we know we're going to get the Fantastic Four. Now, we don't know if we're going to get all 4 of them immediately when season 1 begins, but you could probably bet on getting at least 2 of them.
I think we are. I think we are. I think you're getting all 4. Has anyone you guys bring up that if we're getting 2 and 2? Has anyone sent that to my Discord yet?
But maybe you even get 3 of them. 4 of them might be insane. Maybe we just get 1 and then another one comes out a few weeks later. I don't know. But they've already committed to saying they're being added to the game. That's insane. Like, can you imagine a game launching that number of heroes in a season? Now, the thing with Rivals is the season duration is about 3 months long, I believe. The dev said that in their dev update
13
video.
weeks. Yeah, it's 13 weeks.
Kind of saying, hey, we're going to bring new maps. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. And yeah, seasons are going to be about 3 months long, which is a pretty long season. So if you only get 4 heroes in the season, I mean, this sounds crazy to say again. Yeah, maybe that's not that much. It actually is, guys. It's
not enough. I'm going to say it. 4 characters a season is not enough. They need more. I'm saying it.
Insane. But, like, they can't keep adding heroes at that rate.
Heck says, nah. It's China. They won't get burnt out. Think about when Marvel Rivals, Argus says, think about when Marvel Rivals launched, that they were also still able to do a Christmas event in its own unique mode and unlocks. Yeah, it means because they had it done before the game came out. They're like, hey, if we're going to launch during Christmas, why don't we put some sort of event together?
Surely, can they? I don't know. But what they're definitely doing with this is they're getting... Well, this sounds a little bit... It sounds like I'm being a bit of a dickhead. I'm going to be honest, a bit big-headed. It gets me to talk about it. And I don't mean sit down...
What did he say there? I missed it. Let me back up a second.
But what they're definitely doing with this is they're getting... Well, this sounds a little bit...
No, I missed it. Let me back up more.
Seasons are going to be about 3 months long, which is a pretty long season. So if you only get 4 heroes in the season... I mean, this sounds crazy to say again. Yeah, maybe that's not that much. It actually is, guys. It's actually insane. But, like, they can't keep adding heroes at that rate. Surely, can they?
I think they can. I think they can. And not only do I think they can, they will.
Don't know. But what they're definitely doing with this is they're getting... Well, this sounds a little bit... It sounds like I'm being a bit of a dickhead. I'm going to be honest, a bit big-headed. But it gets me to talk about it. And I don't mean sit down and make videos. I mean, I am actually talking about it. So then I think, yeah, surely other people must be talking about it. And I know they are. My friends are talking about this game. They're talking about the new heroes coming. They send me things like, oh my God, have you seen this leak for this hero? And I'm like, oh my God, what the hell? Like, spoiler, Blade looks insane. Blade is incredible. I love Blade. Blade's awesome. But I'm like, what? Like, this crazy, like Ultron. I'm not going to list them all.
I want you to make a keynote here, right? Listen to his voice as he's just talking about the game and getting excited, right? He's getting excited because he's talking about Blade, who may or may not come to the game. And he's talking about Ultron, who may or may not come to the game, right? Do you know what I mean? Like, that's how you know the game, and people that are Marvel fans are fucking excited because they're finally getting a game that is bringing the comic book out of the pages onto the screen, okay? And they're playing and having a good time. Again, we're in the honeymoon stage, and a lot of people are excited about it. But that, just him getting excited, okay, of talking about guys that are coming to the game down the road, potentially, okay, is getting him excited. Because what happens is, as a kid, as an adult, young adult, whatever, okay, you're like, man, there's so many characters in the game right now, and they're bringing these characters, potentially. Who else could they bring? Oh, man, it'd be great if they brought Gambit in. Oh, man, it'd be so good if they did. You see what I'm saying?
Because I don't want to spoil stuff, but there's just loads of them. It's like, wow, this is crazy. But the fact that they've already delivered on this content so far seems insane. So we launched with Season 0, which is a small season relative to the content in it. The Battle Pass for this season is $5 because it contains, I suppose, theoretically, half of the content that's going to be in an actual Battle Pass. When Season 1 comes out, this is the start of the game. This is them saying, this is our content.
I'm surprised they didn't bring in Doom at the end of this season. He was the villain. I would like to see more villains, right? Like, I would love to see a Doc Ock. I would love to see Doom. I would love to see, you know what I mean? Sinister type of characters come into the game and play them.
We're going to show you what we're going to do, and then we're going to keep up with that output, because surely that's the plan. And I just cannot think, if you're a dev from another company looking at this going, how can they possibly have this number of heroes ready to go?
Look, they have this many heroes because Marvel exists. Do we understand that? Marvel exists. These characters exist. It's on a page like, I want to make that. Right? They put it in. Yeah, they have to build the movesets and stuff like that. But they exist. They're not making it from scratch.
This amount of content, I presume we're going to get tons of balance changes. Obviously, I haven't even spoke about stuff like the skins and that have been added to the game.
The skins are on point. First off, the skins, okay? Bringing Wolverine's skin from Deadpool Wolverine, bringing the white suit from Black Widow, right? Like, Marvel took so long. Marvel's Avengers took so long to bring movie skins in. It's like, why? They're like, no, we ain't going to do it. We're not going to bring movie skins in. And they're like, all right, well, I guess the game's dying and, you know, no one else is playing the game. We might as well bring them in. It's like, how idiotic are you? You're like, yeah, let's make a Marvel game, but let's not do anything of Marvel. Let's make it as non-Marvel as possible. Like, what idiot was running that studio at that point? It was like, yeah, that's a good point. What person, I'm not even talking about Square Enix. What person at Marvel themselves like, yeah, this looks good?
There's loads of stuff being added to the game constantly. It feels fresh and it feels alive. And I think this is one of the issues with live service games. You've got to keep, and then this is kind of cheesy PR speak, but you've got to keep constantly delighting the players, which keeps them engaged, which keeps them coming back. You can't.
Yes. What he just said there. You have to constantly delight them. You got to keep the point up. I said it again earlier. You brought 4 heroes this season. Let's say there's no other heroes coming in. 4 heroes. Next season, 4 heroes. Minimum. You could bring in more, but 4 minimum. Right? You bring in 3 maps. You got to bring in at least 3 maps. Right? You brought in an event for the Winterfest. Bring in 1 event for every season type of thing. Right? Bring them back. Bring them back for the skins. Bring them back for the characters. Bring them back for the mid-season event. Bring them back for the next season. That's what it should be.
Can't let them stagnate, and these guys haven't done that yet, but they have launched with a shit ton of content. The number of heroes in the game at launch is crazy.
Luke says Marvel Strike Force has 4 to 6 new heroes, new characters every month. Let's do it. I'm with you there, Luke. They could do that here.
The only thing that's letting it down is the number of maps and game modes.
The maps, they need more maps and game modes.
But they're going to build upon that in the future.
And I'm telling you, they put a PvE game mode in here to the moon. Not an actual thing to the moon. I'm saying, like, this game goes to the moon if they bring a PvE event in here.
Go ahead. But even that hasn't really mattered, right? Because we've still been playing this game like crazy, pumping hours and hours into it. It's insane. The timing of the launch. Now, this is, I think, a really clever one and a really big one. So firstly, NetEase, they publish Blizzard games in...
And if you want engagement in a PvE mode that you guys are just saying, like a PvE mode, like a Horde mode, Titan, at the end of the Horde mode, you make it where people play it and they earn skins for the character or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, that's all you have to do, right? So sure, because the people will stop playing the PvP mode. Okay, they'll go over here, but you want the engagement. You want people to play your game regardless if it's PvP or PvE. Okay. So you want them to earn something. So it'd be cool if that, at the end of the season, and think about this. Now, this would be insane if they could do this. Okay. 33 characters, 37 characters, right? Let's just say 37 characters are in the game, which there will be. Okay. And every time you level up the character, let's say you have to get to, sort of like what you're doing with the proficiency for each of the characters. Let's say I play Mantis, but in the Horde mode. And the Horde mode, she has a badass thematic skin at the end of that I just earned by just playing and engaging in the game. Okay? And then Moon Knight has one. And then Doctor Strange has one. Right? Like, imagine the grind that you would do with 37 characters. And let's just say it took you an hour, right, to do it for the grind. That's 37 additional hours minimum that you would get just from that game mode.
China. The relaunch of Overwatch 2 is going to come in February in China. NetEase are the distributor for that. So NetEase have got control over where their main rival comes out, effectively, in China.
Right. Go in, grind, get your stuff, wait for the next week, and continue doing it.
Maybe that's why they're delayed. But even so, does that really matter?
What did he say there? I missed it because I was...
Firstly, NetEase, they publish Blizzard games in China. The relaunch of Overwatch 2 is going to come in February in China. NetEase are the distributor for that. So NetEase have got control over where their main rival comes out, effectively, in China. So maybe that's why they're delayed. But even so, does that really matter? Because if you look at... It's not just Overwatch players here. It's all of the players from all of the other live service-style games you've got out there. I mean, you've got, like, Fortnite players, right? Maybe they're getting disgruntled with the game. You've got Call of Duty players. Maybe they're getting disgruntled with the game. You know, they fell out of love with Warzone, whatever.
This also doesn't have to be your main game, right? It doesn't have to be your main game. Come in, jump in, play a couple games, and have fun and leave. Right? You don't have to be super grindy about the game if you don't want to be. They're quick matches. I could play like 1 or 2 matches in like 20 minutes.
Obviously, you got...
Mr. Luke says you can get a zombie skin because of the horde mode. Like, how cool would that be? Oh, Luke. Halloween season, they bring a horde mode in, zombie. You beat the thing with that character. You earn the zombie skin for that character. That would be cool.
Overwatch players, you've got, you know, potentially League of Legends players. You could just list all these live service games off where maybe they're like sort of struggling a little bit for player base, and players are looking for something to do, maybe looking for something to grind out. And Rivals has just gone, oh, by the way, here you go, come and play this. And I do think as well, there's a lot more crossover with games like Fortnite, just because it's third person.
That's a big selling point, Road. That's a big selling point, right? A lot of people don't think that, but if you're younger, right, or if you're a person that puts in a lot of hours in, but that's a big selling point. If I can jump in and play, like I've been doing that with Marvel Rivals. I get off stream, I'll do a couple things, I'll jump into a match or 2, and then I'm done. And I'm okay with that.
Person. It's like, stupid as this sounds, I think players like just like third person. I mean, if you're playing Fortnite,
of course, third person is obviously first person is great, but if you're playing Marvels, playing Marvel characters, I want to see my Marvel character.
You're going to be more, I suppose, predisposed to go and play a third person game, especially a third person shooter, over an FPS game, which does feel quite a bit different. Like FPS feels totally different to third person shooters. So maybe that's something to be aware of. But I do think actually
they can make that a game mode. It'd be like, here's an event, first person mode or something like that. Maybe you could be a first person Iron Man mode or something.
The launch window of the game was almost, whether it was by design or by a fluke, I mean, obviously it's not by a fluke, it is by design to some degree. It has really worked super well for the game. So talking to the game itself, it is very accessible. And all I mean by...
Oh yeah, Battlefront does it great. First person, third person, left and right shoulder. Should be standard. Should be standard.
This is, it's not that hard to play. Now, at first, I was like some elitist prick. I'm going to be honest, I'm going to use the bad language because it needs to be used. And I was like...
I'm sorry, that's just such a cool ability. I don't care how many times I see it, right? When Strange opens up his portal and you can see through it.
I'm going to be honest, I'm going to use
and then you can just jump through it. It's amazing. I know Ratchet and Clank and stuff does that shit, but it's just super cool.
Language because it needs to be used. And I was like, this game doesn't... I mean, it's fun. Everyone's got like crazy abilities. Everyone's moving all over the place. Everyone's having a moment in the sunshine. Oh, I've got MVP. I've done this. I've done that. Wow, it feels awesome. But actually, is it that tactical? Is it that hard to play? Can you play this to a higher level, easier?
I watched a clip yesterday of the guy who's #1 with Wolverine, team captain, whatever. And I was watching a clip from Timmy, right? And the guy did a move where Psylocke was inside the building. And the dude was Wolverine, and he leaped into the building and then shifted his mouse so freaking fast that when Wolverine was jumping into the building, he did a complete 180, grabbed Psylocke and pulled her out and then murdered her. And I was just like, what? Like, it blew my mind. I was like, what in the hell?
Than you can other games. And well, to be honest, I think the answer to this is a bit complicated. So firstly, the game's new. All I mean by that is we're still working out what the meta is and who are the strongest heroes. Yeah, we already see, you can see who are the stronger heroes. Obviously, I like playing a lot of Mantis, really good support. Luna Snow, really good support. Strange, seen as one of the best tanks. Hulk is really strong. Then you've got things like the team-ups where you go, okay, Hulk and Iron Man really strong together, blah, blah, blah. So you do...
Yeah, it's that power fantasy, Travis. You know, who would win in a fight, you know, type of thing.
You sort of see a bit of a meta developing in that kind of way. But all I mean by this point is it isn't set in stone. It is still flexible, and players still aren't really sure how to actually...
Well, yeah, it's only a month in, right? And that's just the thing, though, right? Time is time, and even if you put your time in to one person, you're putting that time into that one person. So if a meta forms, someone says, oh, this person... In the beginning, everyone was like, Wolverine sucked. Now people are talking about, I didn't know Wolverine was that badass, right? Type of thing. And a lot of people are like that because there's not enough time to understand everything. But as soon as you think you're learning about that character, all of a sudden they throw in another 4 characters. And you're like, well, what the hell? You know, type of stuff.
Laser in and focus on the heroes. Whereas if you look at any other game out there, there's always an accepted meta because a lot of the other games have been out for a very long time, whereas this is actually quite brand new. So it does make it more accessible in a way. Things like competitive as well. Now, the competitive system in the game, it is fine. I mean, I'm enjoying playing it. I don't feel like I'm particularly having terrible games. I don't feel like...
Yeah, I know there's some cheaters. I saw some videos about cheaters and stuff, and they're banning them. 100 years. If you get banned, it's 100 years. I don't know if it's an IP ban or account ban, but they're literally banned. Like, you're done. You can't come back.
I'm getting a lot of
new tweet from Rivals.
Trolls in the games. Now, I know there will be trolls in online games, right? You're going to get them. You're going to get people messing about and all of that stuff. It's just whatever. It's part of the game. You know, this is the way these games are. You're never going to get rid of them. But there are little things it does well, like when you report a player, the fact that it actually sends you an in-game mail saying the action has been taken against the player, names the player and tells you.
Tune in live tomorrow, January
7th
at 2 p.m.
that I've reported that I've had action against them.
5 p.m. my time.
Me reporting them, it's they're getting a volume of reports, but when action is taken, and you think, cool, you feel like a valued member of that community. And I think that's just more, well, that is accessible, right? Because you feel like, wow, I've actually done something here. Again, take a game like Overwatch. There's no way they tell you they ever took action against anyone. Well, they do tell you, right? So that's not correct. They don't.
Yeah, they supposedly, I haven't reported anybody, but they come back and tell you that, yeah, this person's been banned, and they tell you they've done it.
Tell you the type of action. They just say, hey, thanks for keeping Overwatch a safe place. They don't tell you the name of the player. Of course, you could work it out. If you've only reported one person and then they have action taken against them, but it's obviously that person, right? You don't know what the action is. Were they muted? Were they banned? Were they restricted from matchmaking? Who knows, right? But yeah, the gameplay itself, I just think it's very fun. It's very fast. It's very flashy in a good way. I think you have that, you get those moments of adrenaline. You get those rush moments. You get those moments of, wow, I can't believe that just happened. You get that, and Overwatch was good for this, but that like expertly designed last...
That's such a cool design when he hits you out of your body. Really cool.
Minute fight, last second fight. You know, it's 99% on the capture point, and it's one fight and one clutch ultimate comes in, and maybe that's your ultimate and you win. You like absolutely remember those gaming moments, and they're almost golden. And this game delivers on that over and over and over again. Again, much like Overwatch does, but this is like delivering on it in a fresh take. It's just so good. Developer communication. Now, this is one Overwatch have sort of been okay at sometimes, and sometimes not great, and sometimes good at. At the moment, Rivals look like they're doing okay. When a problem pops up and you can see community talking about it, whether that's on internet forums, whether that's on social media, on Reddit, you know, you name it, on YouTube.
They have like over 2 million people on their Discord now.
In YouTube video comments, on TikTok, whatever. They react to it quite fast, and they react to it in a very good way. So one example of this is mouse acceleration on PC. Now, you can actually disable mouse acceleration in the editing one of the ini files. They don't recommend you do that, and they actually said don't do that just in case it causes some issues with the game. But they're going to add this as an option in the game. They've spoke about this publicly, and it is coming to the game. It is good to see that. It is awesome to see that speed of changing things up. More recently, there was a false ban wave going through, I think on Mac and other operating systems, which they have already addressed and said, no, we're going to fix this. We're going to sort it out. Don't worry. We'll make that happen. This is like really good developer communication out of the gate. Like, they have started with the launch of the game. They've got dev update videos, which are okay. You know, it's always nice to put a face to the developers and see them speak. Some of the developers are active on social media platforms as well, which is good to see. but they just seem to be
I gotta start spotting more. I haven't done that. I gotta start spotting more.
reacting really quick. Primarily for me through Discord. I see comments in the Discord server where it'll be like a news update or a game update, and they're saying, hey, this is going to happen, that's going to happen. And it's just really good to see. I think that is awesome. And this kind of ties into, I suppose, building a positive community around the game.
Yeah, because if people don't report people because most of the time nothing gets done, right? If you start reporting people and things actually happen where you see a cheater, you report a cheater, and they tell you, yeah, we took action to this person. Thank you very much for your... It then starts to build up a community, because even if you do false flags, that'll backfire on the person that's doing false flags, right? But if you're curious and you're like, I think this person's cheating, right? You submit it, they look and say, yeah, it's cheating. The replay system is fantastic, okay? And the more this happens, and the more the community knows about this, it makes the community better, the game better, because then it'll weed itself out, right? So it's a good system around.
Game. Now, yeah, it's easy to sit here and go, oh, well, this game's great. I'm loving it. It's awesome at the moment. Everything feels fresh. Everything feels new. But what will that feel like in a couple of months down the line? I think if you look at the extreme end of that, you get Overwatch players who have played the game for a long time, and maybe they were playing the game because they didn't have any sort of other similar options in the hero shoot.
Oh, I didn't see that, Kylo. They just made a deal. Xbox and LG. Well, there you go. They got the number one and number 2 best television makers.
Genre, and so they kept defaulting back to Overwatch. But they become sort of disillusioned with the game, disillusioned, I should say, with the game. And it kind of spreads into like a form of negativity to their comms in the game, their comms out of the game. And that's not a great place to be in. Rivals, though, isn't suffering from this at the moment because everyone's kind of like, wow, we're playing Rivals. But I worry like how long that'll last. So maybe that's
it'll wear off.
I don't know, a bit of a negative or something there. But I think at the moment it feels like a really positive community. And
yeah, it's pretty positive.
I guess going on from that, you've got the beginnings of an esports scene being built around the game. Now, in terms of the competitive nature of the game, I think if you were to compare that directly at Overwatch, I think you would be a bit crazy to argue that this is more competitive than Overwatch.
I'm glad there's a competitive scene, but don't make this competitive scene like Overwatch. Does that make sense? Don't balance this game because of the competitive scene. Right? Balance the game for the balance sake. Don't balance the game because of competitive. Don't change the game for the small percent of people that are playing in that section, okay? Change the game for better reasons because of that, okay? Now, if you're balancing certain things, again, if something's broke with a character, they can literally not vote them into play, right? So they're like, hey, no Hella, even though they're nerfing her a little bit, okay? Like, they don't have to, they can, the competitive is nice section, okay? But don't force it on the rest of the public. Let them have fun.
Overwatch has got some really high skill heroes. Obviously, Rivals has as well, but Overwatch is a lot more developed. There's a lot of, years and years of practice has gone into that game by various pros, and it's just played at such an ultra high level that Rivals, it's going to be difficult for it to get to that level. But I think this is where things get really interesting, right? Because it comes down to this. I think
well, that's an easy fix, Eclipse. They can do that. Right down the road, they can implement something like that.
Rivals, because it focuses more on, and I don't mean this in a negative way, because I play loads of Rivals, like way more Rivals now than I play Overwatch. But I think it focuses on the casual audience more.
It should focus on the casual audience. If you, again, this is completely different than Overwatch. Overwatch is a set determinant of characters they've created. They made a competitive space. This is an IP that's been around for 85 years. People just want to play their characters. They just want to have fun with the characters. If you start turning it into sweaty competitive all around, you're going to lose your player base. Don't do it. Keep it broad. Keep it casual. Keep it fun.
Than the more hardcore competitive audience. But I think it still delivers an adequate competitive experience.
No, I didn't see that, Z.
To the casual players that do want to play comp. Whereas Overwatch can feel a bit daunting when you go into comp as compared to the casual quick play modes. And that might actually be a blessing in disguise for Rivals because it is more accessible. It is more, hey, you can get into the game and then maybe you can push through competitive. And
agreed. And I think that needs to be the separation. Make it fun and quick play. And if someone's like, you know what, I really like this game, they can choose to go to competitive, and then in competitive they can make it what it is. But don't turn the game into what is all competitive sweat fest.
And then, like, even right now, they've even got the in-game tournament system where you can then start forming teams once you get to a certain rank, I believe. But even beyond that, we've seen the Invitational, and we're going to see more of these rivals competitions. That, yeah, they are funded and backed by netties and by the game developers themselves. But it feels at the moment like a very sort of grassroots experience with esports, and that's like the holy grail of esports, because you want to build a scene organically, because what happens through that is it becomes very resilient. If the game is great and the community is great and the esports scene, it will grow. It will naturally grow. Again, not to rag on Overwatch, but Overwatch was doing that before it came out with the whole Overwatch League thing, but it was building a grassroots esports ecosystem which can then grow. And you guys might be thinking, Sty, why?
Who's his favorite character? Wolverine, I believe. If you're talking about Caboose Eclipse, I believe he's a Wolverine main.
Why do you even care about esports? Well, I really like watching esports. I mean, one of the things I like is watching high-level players. And I suppose, actually, if you guys have seen some of the videos I've put out on the channel recently, you'll see I'm spectating literally the top players on the ladder, because again, the game is so slick and so well made that it facilitates you literally going to the leaderboards, clicking on the players, and provided they've set their settings to public and you can see what matches they're playing in, you can literally watch their replays in the client. That is incredible.
Yeah,
that is
insane.
So good. That means you can just sit down in your own time from your own perspective and watch the best players and learn from what they're doing, and that is invaluable to anybody wanting to get better at the game. I watched Object, one of the best Mantis players in the world. It's radically changed the way I've played Mantis. I play in a totally different way now.
I didn't know you could go back and watch specific players. You can go to their profile and click on their stuff. I didn't know you could go look at the tournament stuff, which is cool. I was actually thinking about just making a stream where you follow. We just watch the tournament and watch the each game and post it. No monetization, obviously, but just watch it. It'd be pretty cool.
And I'm getting way better results simply because the game lets you do that. It's awesome. It's really good. So then, let's get down to it. How long do you think this will last? I think, looking at the stats, this game's got a very long lifespan. I also think, just because of what I've experienced,
I think right now, honeymoon phase, this lasts 3 years. 2 to 3 years, but that's right now. Obviously, that could change, all depending on what they could do. They could have a Sony moment like Helldivers did, where they sabotage themselves. Something could go wrong. Maybe some bad judgment of the way they change the meta or whatnot. But I think this game has legs.
Playing the game so far, it feels really fun. It feels like that thing you want to sit down and play. It's got that thing of, hey, I want to learn a new hero. I want to learn a new play style. That is great. What it doesn't have at the moment is stuff like map variety, really, because it's like, oh yeah, we're on this map again. Please, no. Kylanart. I hate Kylanart. I hate.
What is he shooting at?
Really, because it's like, oh yeah.
Okay, he's healing.
We're on this map again.
There.
Please, no.
But what's he shooting at here?
I hate Kylanart. I hate the
he's
first
just
point
spraying.
of that. It's
okay.
just horrible. It's horrible. Like, it's either a complete, you're just dead in the spawn, or you just get nowhere. It feels, dare I say it, like a hand.
Yeah, I didn't know you could watch the ones that you weren't in. Besides the tournament ones, I didn't know I could click on your name and watch all your highlights and whatnot.
Namora or Volskaya Industries, first point. But yeah, so it's not all like it's the greatest thing since sliced bread, but I think it's just come out at a really good time. It's really refreshed the genre. It's actually, I mean, a lot of people have been talking about the impact this has had on Blizzard. I mean, I've touched on this in videos.
Competition is business, and it's good for business.
Blizzard literally sitting there going, oh, what the hell, this is not what we expected. And for the first time ever, we've now got a competitor which is saying, we have got the same sort of visual clarity to our hero designs, our art direction, and our presentation that you've got. And it's like, uh-oh, this is a bit of an alarm. But wait, the gameplay is actually really fun. Oh God, what's happening here? I don't know. I feel like, I mean, like I've said, I'm on record saying this on videos, and I do believe this. It is good that you've got direct competition in any industry because it pushes you to innovate. You can't just sit there and go, well, we're the top dog. We don't need to do anything. No, you're the top dog, but when you're at the top, it's about staying at the top.
Right.
And, you know,
well, competition. If you're at the top, people are coming for you. And there was no competition for Overwatch, and now there is.
games like Overwatch have had a bit of a troubled history with that. But again, it'll just be over to them. Let's see what they do. But for right now, Rivals, it's absolutely going nowhere, this game. I'm going to be very surprised if the game doesn't break its 480,000 all-time peak very soon. I mean, that's insane. Think when the next season launches, which is very soon, when we get new trailers as well, which is coming out very, very soon. If you're watching the video, it went out on, I think I put this video out on the 4th of January, I think it is the day, if I can remember. Maybe I should just look at my calendar. Then I think on the Monday, next week, so on the 6th, there's going to be a trailer. And what will happen then? Will that hype the community even more? Because already we're getting new heroes in the game. Actually crazy. All right, guys, I'm going to leave this video at that. Let me know what you think about this in the comments below. I want to know what your experience has been with the game so far. Are you as addicted as I'm addicted? Because I feel like it's literally just filled a gap where I'd sit down at my computer and I'd play for a couple of hours. And yeah, I just haven't had a game which has delivered that for a while, especially one with a ranked system, one with a reason to grind away. And that's just fun. I mean, it is just literally fun. All right, guys, thanks for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, then let me know what you think about all of this.
So there you go. Check out the Stylosa. Description is down below. I believe he's in my description. I think I added him. Yeah, he's there down below. So you can go check his video out as well. Yeah, I think look. Obviously, this is not for everybody. There's people that'll play the game that have never played it before, give it a shot. There's people that will maybe go back or maybe give it a shot once their actual character becomes into the game. You know what I mean? All right, let me go to Twitter. See what's happening here. CES is this week, isn't it? It started this week. I think they will add a PvE down the line, Z. I do. Danny Koo said that there's no plans right now. He goes, but, we'll see. And I think with the success of the game as is right now, and the more success that will come, I think that's the one thing. I said it months ago. I said them not doing the PvE that Overwatch took out was a mistake. They could have came in and completely and utterly destroyed them if they brought a PvE thing in. I'm trying to see if they're... Okay, so tomorrow they have XQC playing Mr. Fantastic and Invisible Woman tomorrow. They got a couple different streamers. They got 6 characters, 6 people playing the game tomorrow. Justin Trudeau has resigned, so I just saw that go past my feed. These character models, man, they look good. So every single thing that they said for the leaks is 100% true. Jason, send me wherever you got the information from that they're putting 2 characters in the front and 2 characters in the middle. Because I haven't heard that at all. Yeah, it's real, Sarge. I don't see that announcement anywhere, Jason. I don't see it on Marvel Rivals, any official site that says it. So, well, it's funny. This is from 52 minutes ago. I don't know if this is not official in any way, shape, or form, but someone just popped up and said Marvel Rivals leaks says PvE is still potentially coming. If they do PvE in this game, pack it up, Blizzard. You're done. Just saying. If they put a PvE in this game, pack your bags, Overwatch. You're done. I've heard it from a Rivals news page on Twitter and pro players. But Jason, you said it was confirmed. Like, it's official. So you can't say official if it's not official. It doesn't work that way. I'm gonna say all four come on day one. Because if you're going with the leaks, okay, the leaks say that Blade's in Season 1 and also Ultron's in Season 1. So to drop 2 Fantastic Four characters in the beginning and 2 in the middle, that means there's other characters coming throughout the season regardless. I mean, it seems true at the point of giving QXC is going to stream Reed and Sue. Sure. That's official because they came out and said it. You saying that it's 2 and 2, but no one said it, that's not official. One, I can look up and say, yes, that's official. They're playing the game tomorrow. You saying that they're putting 2 in the beginning of the season, 2 in the middle, and showing no actual evidence of it, okay? Even if there was a tweet and said potential, that means it's claimed, it's not official. It's not official until it comes from Marvel Rivals. Yeah, they did 6 characters, and they did 2 at a time. They showed, like, Wolverine and whatever. Last time, Cloak and Dagger and Wolverine and Hawkeye and... Jason says, all right, well, my money is at on 2 at a time. Padding it out makes more sense. How about we do a little wager, Jason? A friendly wager. How about we do a friendly wager? I'll give 5 gifted memberships if I'm wrong. And if you're wrong, you gift 5 gifted memberships. I think they're putting all 4 out day 1, and then they'll add more on the mid-season. He says I would, but I can't risk of paying for Travis's sub. So you're confident enough that they're only doing 2 and 2, right? They're doing 2 and 2, but you don't want to do it because there's that chance. That's funny. Well, it's a win-win, Luke, but I pay the money, but I don't get it all back. Roadkill says, I'll take that bet. So, Roadkill, but are you taking the bet? Are you taking the bet because you think only 2 characters are coming out in the beginning of the season? Or are you just taking the bet? Oh, for the channel, yeah. Everybody says, am I crazy to think that Doom the Dark Ages release window is March through May? Since Doom 2016 released May and Eternals released in March. Well, isn't that what they said though, Crazy? It's coming out in May? May of 2026? Roadkill says, I'm taking the bet. I'm just taking the bet. We're gonna see if I'm gonna with the 2. All right, well, I'll do the bet then. All right, I'll do the bet with you, Roadkill. All right, I think all 4 are coming out day 1. And if it's only 2, well, then I will pay for the 5 gifted memberships. Roadkill says, I'm a gambling man. I can't pass up a bet. Liv says, because we all know this season has vampires, and which also means Blade is coming this season. I guarantee it. But if they didn't show him, because I think he will be later. Yeah. No, I think there's going to be the Fantastic Four, day 1, season 1, and then they'll add additional characters mid-season. Jason says, stream it Friday 30th so we can all confirm. I don't know if I can stream Friday. Are they streaming Friday to know? Are they showing it on Friday? The first season drops. We'll know by the end of this week, Roadkill. We'll know by the end of this week because January 10th is when the season starts. So next week is when it starts. Oh, it starts Friday. Oh, it's the 6th. There you go. Friday. Not even next week. Friday. I don't even know what day it is. I'll be honest with you. I thought it was next Tuesday. So it starts on Friday. Sweet. I don't have to wait very long at all. I think the only Microsoft game to release in October or after is COD, because that's the only thing that they can compete with at GTA 6. I forgot today was the 6th. Everything just blends together. We'll know on Friday. Sweet. That is true, Clips. Right? Putting the new stuff in on the weekend. Get the most people to play. Smart. Roadkill says, if I win, we all go to play Star Wars Battlefront 2. Are you playing on PlayStation or are you playing on Xbox? If you're playing on Xbox, we can all play together. Anytime we play Star Wars, come on in. If you're playing on PlayStation, it's not cross-platform, I don't believe. So, or is it? Is it cross-platform on console? I forget if it is. Maybe it is. No, I actually think it is, right? It's cross-platform, cross-play across PlayStation and Xbox. Roku will probably play on Wednesday. I'll be honest with you. We'll probably play Battlefront 2 on Wednesday. See, now I have to adjust because I said January 14th is when the season will start. And now I got to look at it is that they're picking a Friday. Right? They're picking a Friday because I picked a Tuesday thinking that it would launch in the middle of the week. So now they're picking the 10th. So that means 1, 2, 3. That means the next season's probably starts like April 25th. Or May 2nd for season 2. I don't think you do, though, Roadkill. I think it's crossplay. No crossplay. 30. No crossplay at all. The platform you play on is the platform you play on. Oh, really? Okay. So, well, if you want to play with me and Sarge, then you gotta get it on the X. I thought it was crossplay on the consoles. Well, nope, it's not crossplay. Yeah. All right, what time is it? 12:30? All right, we'll be back tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern. What day do you play with Sarge? We play on Wednesdays. Wednesday night is Shooting the Shit with Sarge. February has Avowed. I think Doom is late March. South of Midnight is June, and Outer Space 2 is August. Luke, are you able to play a little bit this afternoon? I got a couple things to do, and then I'll probably be on to play a couple rounds of Overwatch. Christ. Marvel Rivals. I'm not playing Overwatch. Battlefront 2 needs crossplay. Oh, yeah, it'd be fantastic. All right. We're back tonight for more Indiana Jones this evening. We're at the last level, I believe. I don't know if we'll complete it tonight, but if not tonight, we'll complete it tomorrow. Wednesday, we're shooting the shit with Sarge. Thursday night, we have Generation X Gaming. And then all week long, during the morning streams, we have the Daily Grind. Go check out some of our other videos that I've uploaded. We've done 2 videos now. We did a Captain America, and we did a Thor video. One's longer than the other. Captain America is 15 minutes long, and Thor's 5 minutes long. Those videos are the lore that's inside of Marvel Rivals. That when you go to each hero, there's 3 comic books or 3 stories that they have. 2 haven't unlocked yet. One's the top one. That long wall of text on Captain America and Thor, that is an audio format that you can watch. So I put together a little like comic book series. If you guys like it, hit it up, hit that like button, share it, because they take a long time to get all the assets and stuff to put it in. So appreciate it very much. You guys have a great rest of your day, evening, or night, wherever you are, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
Sunshine, rise and shine. The daily grind is here on time, with gaming news and fun galore. We'll chat and entertain once more. The coffee's hot, the mic is on. Jump in the chat, let's have some fun. From pixels small to stories grand, we bring the magic to your hand. We're nitty tuned in daily, don't you miss entertainment wrapped in bliss. From new releases, tips and tricks, the daily grind, your morning fix. Controller ready, headset too, we've got the updates just for you. From late night streams to morning cover gaming always. Race, controller ready, headset too. We've got the updates just for you. From late night streams to morning plays, we cover gaming all the ways. Laughs and news, our winning blend, the show with you, our dearest friend. Comments rolling, chats alive, the daily grind, 5-star vibe. Tune in daily, don't you miss entertainment wrapped in bliss. From new releases, tips and tricks, the daily grind, your morning fix. Good morning, sunshine, rise and shine. The daily grind is here on time with gaming news and fun below. We'll chat and entertain once more. The coffee's hot, the mic is on. Jump in the chat, let's have some fun. From pixels small to stories grand, we bring the magic to your hands. Tune in daily, don't you miss entertainment